Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to start doing my St. Patrick's line for my Etsy store. And so I figured I would get started by showing you my new pack of onesies that I'm going to be using. I'm trying a new brand called Wannabes. Good reviews and less hassle for other things in my life. And especially for ordering wise, it was easy. I got them on Amazon and they shipped Prime, so it was great. So I'm just going to open them for you. The great thing about this pack was it came in 3 different sizes. So I got 6 through 9 months. And then I got 3 to 6 months. And I got 0 to 3 months. So 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9. So I love that because when you own an Etsy store, you want the variety, so I can post, hey, these are the 3 sizes, or, whatever sizes I'm offering. So I really like that it came all in one bundle. So let's see, I started opening this one more. Okay, so these are great. They're really extra soft. They are, what do you call, gender neutral. I mean, I don't really see how a white onesie could be a boy or a girl, but you'd be surprised on Amazon how many different options that said boy, girl. I mean, it's a onesie, but whatever. So this is what it looks like. Very cute. Really, really soft. I really like the material. It says, let's see. Oh, it doesn't tell me, like, what % cotton or anything like that. I'm wondering now if in the description box it mentioned that. So if it does, the way I bought them, I will definitely let you know. The material wise, but it's really super soft, so I really like that. All right, so now that I've got my onesies out and ready to go, I have, let me see if I can move over without making too much of a ruckus. I have my heat press all ready to go. I have my pad all ready to go. As you can see, I was making onesies the other day, so I got those going. So now I'm going to jump on my computer screen and show you the designs that I'm going to make today to start my St. Patrick's Day line. Let's head on over. Okay guys, so here is my screen of my Cricut design space. And on my Cricut design space, you can see that I've already added my 3 designs that I'm going to start with for my St. Patrick's Day. And so I'm going to just click on the first one, Too Cute to Pinch. I actually took this one right from Cricut Design, so it's nice that it's already ready to go. I've put it on my onesie. Oh, why did it bounce back like that? Well, I had it on my onesie. So here, I'll just show you. If you go to templates and then you scroll down to the one that says pajamas, it just gives you an idea. So it says right here, templates are for reference only and will not be saved with your project. So I guess that's why it doesn't save with your project. I thought it did, but I guess it doesn't. So Too Cute to Pinch. This just kind of gives me an idea of what the design would look like and how big it is. I tend to will make this smaller. Really depends on my size onesie, because if I'm going to do a 0 to 3 size onesie, my design is going to potentially be smaller than if I do like a 6 to 9 month onesie, just because the baby's a little bit bigger by then, and so you don't want the design to look too tiny, or on the 0 to 3 months you don't want it to look too big. So I do adjust based on the size. Sometimes it really depends. If it looks great on all 3 being the same size, and that's fine too, because onesies don't make like a huge gap. But I know on like my larger adult shirts, if I have a design that is a size large, but then I'm going to make a 3X, well, I'm definitely going to make the design larger on a shirt that's 3X, because that shirt is significantly bigger for that person, and I don't want them to not have the design that they've ordered. So I make sure that everyone gets the design size that is appropriate for their shirt size. So here's my Too Cute to Pinch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to print that one out. I just want to show you before I go to my printing. I want to show you all of them. This one I've custom made to a certain point. So like the turtle on here, I did not create him. He is from Cricut Design Space, But the words, I, picked my font and then I made them to go around. And so that is the design that I want to use for my pajamas. I feel like anytime you have like a first holiday for a baby, it's super popular for someone to want to buy. So I have that right there. And again, I'll probably mess around with the size-wise and minimize how I see fit per onesie. So I have that one. And then my other design that I have is just a wee bit Irish. And again, this is a Cricut Design Space design. So I didn't go crazy into designing too much yet of my own onesies, which I do like to do. But they had a couple of cute ones already. So I figured I'd get started with my line, doing the ones that were already there on Cricut Design Space. And then I designed the one on my own so far. So I just wanted to get started because it's actually Valentine's Day today. And so I figured why not jumpstart on getting the holiday line for the next holiday out and ready to go. So I'm going to get started on cutting these out. Okay, so now that I'm on my screen, I think I've decided that in these little yellow pieces, I'm going to make that the gold glitter. And then maybe with this lighter green, I'm going to use the green foil. And then the darker green, I'm going to do the glitter. So I'm going to try that out and see what I think. And worst comes to worst, if it's not my favorite thing in the world to sell on Etsy, I'll put it on my new baby boy that's coming in June. And it's not going to hurt anybody. Okay, so the first thing you want to make sure that you do is you're going to click the Make It button. And then when you come over here, you want to make sure that all of your tabs are facing mirror on, because if you're doing a shirt, you want to make sure that it's flipped. So when it cuts and then you go place it on the shirt, it's facing the right way. So that's the first thing I always do is go right to the mat and make sure that they're all flipped to be the opposite way. Because if it's going to face this way, it won't cut right. So they're all mirrored now. I'm ready to go. And then as long as I make sure I'm printing the right one, whatever piece of material is on the mat, then I'm good to go. So if I click on the yellow, I want to make sure that my mat is going to have the gold on it because that's what I want to print. So let's go and face over to the mat. So I really love to jazz up things a little bit, and the design you could see on my computer for just a wee bit Irish, it was all green, but it was different shades of green, but that's not good enough for me. I really want to add some gold. For me, I'm Irish, and I love having the gold incorporated in that. And so I kind of went through like the green that I have right now, and I have this like great foil green that I can't wait to use. I have this bright like fluorescent green, which I'm not sure if I'll use, because usually I like more of like a Kelly green. But then I also have this like great green glittered paper, and I have the great like gold glittered paper. So I really want to incorporate different kinds of materials that I have here in order to make it the onesie that I think will be great. So I'm going to go ahead and start picking my colors and formatting my onesie and getting it together. Okay, so I'm kind of taking a risk here where if you have a bunch of scraps and not like one big giant piece to put on your mat, you can actually like plant your pieces of material on your mat in the spots that would show on your screen. So let me just show my screen quickly again so you can see. Whoops, of course. So those are where my images are going to be. And so I don't have a perfect square to put on my mat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my material where the cut should be anyways. And then hopefully I've placed it properly enough that when the Cricut goes to cut it, it just cuts the pieces out and I'm good to go. This is also a good solution if you don't want to waste like a huge square. You can just put the material on the mat where it belongs and then the Cricut will cut it out. So let's go ahead and turn on my Cricut, open it up, and I'm going to make sure that my design on the computer, like I stated, is the one that is highlighted. I'm going to load it, and then I'm going to make sure that my dial is set to custom, and then I want it to say glitter iron on because that's what I'm using because I want it to print properly. I was going to do another screenshot, but I think that I'll just show you on here. So if you're on the computer and it says set material, I want to make sure that I click glitter iron on, And then my Cricut is going to recognize, well, it also reminds me to turn the mirror on to make sure, which I did. And then up here it says glitter iron on now. So now I know that my Cricut is ready to go. And then when Cricut is ready to cut, it blinks the middle C button, so I know I can press it and it will start cutting out my material. Okay, so now that the Cricut has cut my mat, I can go ahead and take these off. And I like to put my mat, yeah, I'm going to put it aside for now before the next material so I can make sure I get it off. Okay, so now my next material is going to go and jump to the green. And what did I say? Light green, I'm going to do foil. So this one, I'm just going to put it down. It's not this big. I might just freehand cut it right now for the sake of time. Okay, and so I always compare with my screen and the mat to make sure that I'm roughly in the right realm of measurements. You can also use the brayer and make sure that it's on properly so that no sides are coming up. I'm going to load that. My mat is saying that it is ready. I'm going to cut. I'm also, while I wait, I have a bunch of scraps here. And so in order to not get confused, I'm going to like put these back in my scrap bin box just so I'm not confused about what stuff is where. Okay, I unload this one, put it aside, and then finally I'm going to look at my green. Yeah, I should be just fine. As I was cutting on there, I'm also saving time by weeding this one out and getting it ready. Instead of just standing here, it's nice to keep my hands busy and going and keeps the project moving faster along. So I just weed this out. I mean, the Cricut's not going to do anything if I leave it in there. The computer yells at me and just tells me, you know, that it's done and is my project finished, but it's not a huge deal. When you're weeding, my biggest tip would be to make sure that you actually get all the pieces off that need to be weeded. Like double and triple check. Like I tell my students all the time is to double and triple check their work. Well, same goes for crafting. In the beginning, I definitely was so excited about weeding and getting things done that like I would leave a part of a letter on and then I'd iron it and be all excited and I'm like, oh my god, I totally left a piece in that didn't need to be there and now it looks stupid. So I have this part done. I never put sticky side down because you don't want stuff to get on it, so I'm going to leave that up on my laptop so it's there. I take this, pull off that design, hang up my mat, and now I'm good to go and I'm ready to start putting my onesie together and ironing it on all together after I finish weeding out these pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, while I'm waiting, I always like to make sure that this is going on and heated, and I actually kind of forgot this time, but I always heat that up when I'm like weeding or when the machine is cutting, because then that way I'm ready to go. A little like tip or trick, I guess, is that you always want to heat this up first. Make sure nothing's underneath it. There's just a tag in there. Okay. And then that way, you heat this up and make sure that the material is ready to go before you iron anything on it. It's just a suggestion that Cricut in general tells you to do. I'm going to tell my computer that I'm finished so it stops yelling at me. Okay. So I'm just going to wait a little bit longer until my heater is ready to go. I also like to have my design up on the computer so I can remember exactly what it's supposed to look like according to that. And then that way I can put it on my mat perfectly. I've also done that before where I've kind of messed up, so. Okay, so I'm just going to iron it to prep the shirt. Okay, that's nice and warm. Okay. Is that pretty?
Yeah.
All right, ready? Shh. Okay, there you have it. Nice Irish onesie, ready to go. Just lovely. Can you say thank you
Thank you
for watching
for watching
my mama's
Mama's
video?
video.
Say please subscribe
Please subscribe
and give a thumbs up.
and run up.
You do a thumbs up. There you go. Yay!
And